Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to the special class on Srila Prabhupada. So, from week 39 of Bhakti Viksha, we have been continuing our special classes on Srila Prabhupada because I felt that it is very important for all of us to know of ISKCON because we have been learning so many things. So, we should rightfully know who that person is from whom all this knowledge is coming. Okay, so let's begin our class with prayers to Srila Prabhupada. I offer my respects to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna. O spiritual master, I offer my respects to you. You are servant of your Guru, Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya and delivering the Western countries. Panchadatta Mantra. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So far we have learned that Srila Prabhupada has left his family and he has moved to Vrindavan and he is busy in printing copies of Srimad Bhagavatam and he is living in temples. Excuse me. Yes, we have understood so far that Prabhupada has been living alone and his family is not interested in supporting him in Krishna consciousness. And now Prabhupada is very eagerly wanting to follow the orders of his guru, and that is to go out of India, go to America, and preach to the Western world. So, this is said that it is 12th of December, and Prabhupada is in Vrindavan. And one day, he met one person called Mr. Agarwal. Now, this Mr. Agarwal is a businessman from Mathura. Okay, and so Prabhupada was used to, whosoever Prabhupada used to meet, he would casually just say that, I want to go to the West. So this Mr. Agarwal, this Mathura businessman, although, he met Prabhupada only for a very few minutes, he volunteered. He said, okay, let me make some arrangements. So how? That he said, I will get you a sponsor in America. So sponsor is somebody who, somebody who's already living in America. So he sends a letter, he sends the money and sends a letter. And if somebody is sponsoring, then this, going to America, getting a visa, passport becomes very easy. So Mr. Agarwal's son is there. His name is Gopal. And Gopal is an engineer. And this is the place. I'll just This is Mr. Agarwal's son, and he is in this place in America. So this is a place called Pennsylvania in America, and Gopal is an engineer. This is Mr. Agarwal's son. So he said, okay, because father is very, very religious minded, and he was very supportive of all the sadhus, of all these sannyasis. So when Prabhupada requested that, can you make some arrangement that I want to go out of India and I want to preach to the Americans. So Prabhupada, he said, okay, let me do something. And then he calls up his son, and then son, sends a sponsorship. But Prabhupada is not aware of the sponsorship. And one day, to his surprise, he was contacted by Ministry of External Affairs. Means the organization who looks after visa and passport. So he gets a call from them, and then not a call, in those days phones are not there. So he gets a letter from them that your there is no objection and you can now go to US. So Prabhupada was very very surprised. He said, because I have not done any inquiry, I have not asked anybody to send me to America. How did this happen? So then this from this government, they got this information that there is one Mr. Gopal who has, who has invited you to America. So Prabhupada then remembers that, oh yes, Gopal is the son of Mr. Agarwal who met me in Vrindavan. So Prabhupada was extremely happy because for many years he has been wanting to go to America to preach,
Arun,
follow
just
the orders of
clarify if I can be seen correctly.
one second.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Hmm? Okay.
Yeah,
So
we can
then
see.
Prabhupada realizes that yes, one day I had met Mr. Agarwal and I had requested him. So Mr. Agarwal has been very helpful, and he's asked his son who was in America to send a sponsor. But now Prabhupada still needed something very important, and that is his passport, visa, and the ticket. So these are the three important. Only the letter has come. Only has somebody has invited in America. So when somebody invites, then the journey becomes the formalities become very easy. So now Prabhupada was thinking, who can sponsor, who can get me a ticket, who can get me a passport. So then he realizes that there is somebody in Bombay who can help me. So there's a lady in with the name of Sumati Murarji. Okay. And Sumati Murarji was the head of one shipping company. So Prabhupada, and she had once helped Prabhupada in printing 2 volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam. She had given a huge donation actually. So Prabhupada felt that okay, since she is very pious, she is very religious minded, then maybe she can, because once long time back she had given donation to me, so maybe it is quite possible that she might be able to help me and get me a ticket and ready the passport and visa. So from Vrindavan, Prabhupada travels to Bombay, and he goes to meet her because he wanted that so she can send him to America in one of her ships. So now when Mrs. Morarji, when she met Prabhupada, she was very, very surprised because so Prabhupada was at that time 69 years, and seeing the old age of Prabhupada, she refused. She said she felt that you cannot be successful in this old age because, and above all, you'll fall sick, you have no money, you will die in America, and people don't cooperate in America. They will not listen to you. But Prabhupada was very determined. He was very, very confident. He was sure because he knew that I have to follow my Guru's order. So he conveyed that I want to spread the message of Krishna in Western countries. And after a lot of convincing, finally, Mrs. Morarji agreed. And she asked her secretary to arrange passport, ticket, etc. for Prabhupada. Apart from that, not only that, she she arranged woolen clothes for Prabhupada because it would be very cold in America. She also arranged 500 pamphlet printing, and this pamphlet had what did it have? It had 8 shlokas of Lord Chaitanya, and it there was an advertisement of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Sorry, Mataji, what was the last one?
1 second, I'm just typing. So this SB Srimad Bhagavatam. So it was a pamphlet, basically like a small uh, piece of paper when we want to make some announcement. So she did so much. She arranged a ticket on her ship. She got him woolen clothes. She arranged for a passport visa, and she also got these pamphlet printed for his preaching activity. And not only that, she also spoke to the captain of the ship. She told him that he's an old sannyasi Brahmin. He's only vegetarian. So he or she ordered the captain of the ship that you must carry extra fruits and vegetables on the ship because the journey by ship is very long. It is not a small journey. It was a very long journey. So what will Prabhupada eat? Because Prabhupada will not eat the outside cooked food. He will cook himself. So there must be a lot of fruits and vegetables on the ship, right? So she ordered that please make arrangements that there's ample supply of fruits and vegetables because he's a Brahmin and he will not eat anything apart from vegetarian food. So here's the picture of Mrs. Marathi.
Hmm.
So she's the one who sponsored Prabhupada's travel. So now, so can you now imagine the situation? Prabhupada is in Vrindavan. From Vrindavan, he goes to Bombay, meet Mrs. Morarji, and the ship is sailing from Calcutta because Calcutta has a port. So Prabhupada didn't leave from Bombay. The ship had to start from Calcutta and it had to go to Boston. So this was the route. So this boy who had sponsored, he was living in further down from Boston also. He was not in Boston. Further, he had to, you have to catch a bus or a car. And from Boston, then he had to further travel to this Pennsylvania place. So Prabhupada arrived in Calcutta about 2 weeks before the ship started its departure. But although he had lived much of his life in Calcutta, but now He had nowhere to stay. Imagine Prabhupada was born and brought up in Calcutta. His parents, his schooling, his college, his work, everything was in Calcutta. But now Prabhupada is in a very sad mood because he has to catch a ship from Calcutta. But he says that I have no he I had son, I had wife, son, daughter, grandson, everyone I had in my family. But now he was all alone. He was all alone. He had no money, and he stayed in the house of a very very distant friend. So imagine if you're living in a city and you go back there and people are living there, but you can't go and meet them because all relationships are disconnected.
Mataji, you would have to give me 1 minute. I think I'm having some internet issues, please.
Sure. They're all able to see you.
Mataji, problem, I am actually unable to see. It's good.
Oh,
So sometimes, when the faces freeze up, I'm like,
right, right, right.
it's okay, right? Okay, Mataji, sorry, continue, Mataji.
Okay, fine. So as I was saying that, when the day of his departure came, he was extremely, very, very, very sad because he's coming to a city where his entire life he had spent, but now nobody was there for him. So Prabhupada needed all the confidence within himself because now he's going to take a big break in his life, a big jump in his life. He has to leave behind his previous life. And he was very old and health was also was not good. And another fear that he had was that in India, all the sannyasis, all these, sadhus are highly respected. Srimad Bhagavatam is respected, but America would be very different. He would be, there he would have no one. He would be a foreigner. And in America, there are no temples, there are no sadhu, there are no ashram. But Prabhupada had Srimad Bhagavatam within him. Sri Prabhupada was very confident because he was carrying Krishna with him. So there is no difference between Krishna and Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said they are both same. But so Prabhupada, despite all the challenges of, have been old, not in good health, and leaving his own country, leaving his family relations, even and above all, leaving Vrindavan behind, he was going for God knows when, till when is he going to return. But he had confidence. He had confidence in his guru, he had confidence on Krishna, and he had confidence on Srimad Bhagavatam. So, what was Prabhupada carrying? Prabhupada carrying a suitcase. He was carrying, an umbrella and a supply of dry cereal. Like you have these cornflakes or oats, no? And also he had a typewriter. So this is, and of course he had 40 rupees in his pocket. So like a poor beggar, poor man, he was traveling to a country which he did not know. He was leaving all his relation, all his family, his country, everybody behind. And to do what? Just to follow the orders of his guru. Imagine, we can't even think like that. And of course, he had 200 30-volume sets of Srimad Bhagavatam. Because this is what he is going to distribute there.
Sorry, Mataji, just to clarify, 203 volume sets of Srimad Bhagavatam.
203, 203 volume sets of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Sorry, Mataji, just to clarify, you mean this book
203.
as a
Yeah.
set?
Yeah, as a set. Uh,
It's a set
203
of
volume.
three. It's a set of three, and he carried 200 of those. No,
No, 203.
203. Okay. Volume
203.
sets. That's what
So
confused me.
because it was a cargo, actually it was a cargo ship, but it was also he was given a cabin for although cargo ship will carry only luggage, but because of help of Mrs. Morarji, Prabhupada got a very comfortable cabin in the ship also. In fact, Prabhupada writes in his autobiography that many Vrindavan people who come to Vrindavan, they never leave Vrindavan. They only die in Vrindavan. It is said that to die in Vrindavan was perfection of life. But Prabhupada left all that. He just followed the desire of his Guru because he felt that Guru's desire is not different from the desire of Lord Krishna. And also Mahaprabhu had, made a prediction that one day will come when Hare Krishna would be chanted in every town and village of the world. This is true. This is actually true that Mahaprabhu, when he was there present 500 years ago, he had predicted that a day will come when every town and every village in the world, people will be chanting Hare Krishna. So now we see that how many ISKCON centers are there and how with
Sorry,
so
sorry,
many.
Mataji. Can I request you to please go back 2 sentences?
Yes,
You
so
said that he was very sad to leave Vrindavan
he
because
was
that
very,
concept, right? You said that people go and never leave, and
yeah,
it's
see,
considered very
people,
holy to die in Vrindavan. That's
it's
what
a
I
very
was
holy,
expecting. Got a little
yes,
late.
it's a very holy place. And if you were anybody who has visited Vrindavan, they will see that they're very old Matajis, they're very old people there. They come here, they reach there and they want to die, they want to give up their life because they feel that to die in Vrindavan means to go back to Krishna. And here is Prabhupada, who had all the golden opportunity to die in Vrindavan and go back to Krishna. But he didn't do that because he wanted to follow the orders of Krishna, wanted to follow the orders of his Guru, and he wanted to spread Krishna consciousness. He gave up a dream which everybody, so many people dream that, okay, let me go to Vrindavan and let me die in Vrindavan so that I can go back to Krishna. But Prabhupada didn't do that because for him, the order of his Guru was more important than his personal satisfaction. And also, Mahaprabhu had predicted that there would come a day when every town and village in the world, people will be chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So we see that how there are so many ISKCON centers and there are lakhs and lakhs of devotees. And what are they doing? They are chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. And how they are doing it? Because Prabhupada left the comfort of his house. Prabhupada left his personal desire. Prabhupada left his personal comfort at the age of 69 and he went to America. He left his family, he left his comfort. He went to a place where, nobody knew him. So that is why it is so important to understand that, whatever we are sitting here in the comfort of our house and we are learning Bhagavad Gita, we're learning Srimad Bhagavatam, it is only because of Prabhupada. Because Prabhupada left the comfort of his home and he traveled thousands of miles away in a cargo ship, and he gave us this knowledge. Even Prabhupada could have made the choice. Okay, let me also die in Vrindavan. Why should I go to America? But no, Prabhupada didn't do that. So Prabhupada said that with great difficulty, I got out of the country. Some way or the other, by Krishna's mercy, now I hopefully, by Krishna's desire, I will be able to spread Krishna conscious movement all over the world. Otherwise, to remain in India and spread Krishna consciousness was not possible. I tried. Prabhupada says in his diary, he says, I tried, but I failed. So Prabhupada gets onto the ship on 13th of August.
Sorry, Mataji, just for context, you said Prabhupada has written in his diary that he tried and he failed. Regarding what?
Yeah, he tried in India to spread Krishna consciousness.
Ah, okay.
He tried in Vrindavan, but nobody would listen to him. He tried with his family, they didn't listen to him.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so here is a picture of Prabhupada getting onto the ship. So we can see him carrying a suitcase, we can see him carrying an umbrella. So now the ship starts at 9 a.m. on 13th August, Friday. And the name of the ship is Jaldut.
Mataji, the date again, please. August.
Yeah, I'll just.
Mataji, the year also we can put, that will help.
Yeah, 1 second. I think it is 1965. Second. So now the ship has started, and Prabhupada is comfortably placed, and he's also, started cooking himself. And but while the ship is going, Prabhupada starts having seasickness. He's having dizziness, headache. He's not having any appetite. He's vomiting. And within 2 days, he had two heart attacks. Okay, and Prabhupada is in a very, very bad shape. So obviously he already knew that he's not in a very good health. So now after these two heart attacks, Prabhupada on the night of the second day, he had a dream. He dreamt that Lord Krishna was rowing a boat and he tells Prabhupada that he should not fear. And Prabhupada, when he got up from his dream, he was surprised to see Krishna. But he felt assured that Krishna is there personally protecting him. And after these two heart attacks, he did not have any heart attack. And after that, he slowly started recovering from his illness and also started regularly eating for the first time in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks had already gone by, and Prabhupada has started cooking himself, and he made khichdi and puris. This was one of the very favorite food items which Prabhupada would very often prepare. So Prabhupada did not have any problem because Krishna was personally protecting Prabhupada. So here's a glimpse of this picture. This is just a painting, but we can understand that how Prabhupada was personally being protected by Lord Krishna. So Prabhupada reaches Pennsylvania, and it's a place. It's called, actually, to be specific, it is called a place called Butler. A place is called Butler in Pennsylvania, and Gopal comes and receives him. So Prabhupada actually had the permission to be in America only for 2 months. Okay, and so first place that he visits is this. He gets down at Boston, and then he from there he goes to from Boston he goes to Butler in Pennsylvania, and Gopal, who had sponsored him, Mr. Agarwal's son, he comes and picks him up. So this boy Gopal, he was married to an American girl, and they had two children. And this girl's name was Sally. So when Prabhupada arrived, imagine being in America, suddenly out of the blue, one sadhu appears. Sadhu, who's very thin and wearing all orange clothes, has a big tilak on his forehead. He's has having an umbrella in his hand and a suitcase. So imagine people will be very, very confused and shocked, right? That suddenly out in foreigners, if you see some sadhu, uh, entering their life, they'll be very surprised. So, Gopal and his wife, they decided that it would be better to let people in neighborhood know about Srila Prabhupada from the newspapers. So, so if you put an advertisement in the paper that, so and so person has arrived, and, a sadhu from India has arrived and he's living with this family, Agarwal family. So then everybody will get to know. So, otherwise everybody will be very curious who this person is. So what they did, they went to a small newspaper office, and they informed that yes, Prabhupada, one person is living with them. So when Sally explained to Prabhupada, so Prabhupada started laughing because he could understand that, he was an outsider for them. So newspaper published that this Swami has come from India and he lives as a monk and he does not permit any woman to touch his food. He prepares his food in a brass pan with, so this is a detailed description. He's a vegetarian and he only drinks milk. So let's have a look at, so then later on, from the book, we understand that how Prabhupada would cook his own food, even there in their home also. He goes to stay in their home. And Prabhupada had a very typical brass vessel with him. And let's have a look at that picture. This is Prabhupada coming down from the ship when his journey ended. He's coming down from the ship. And sorry, continued. So let's have a very careful look at the vessel in which Prabhupada is cooking. So I don't know how many of you are aware that there are multiple layers of this vessel. So in the bottom portion, Prabhupada would, he will cook only, he will use only one vessel and in that vessel, he will cook and everything. He will cook rice, he will cook pulses, he will cook boiled vegetables, and even chapati would also go in that only. So let's have a look at that brass vessel once again. So a very beautiful description is given by
Although,
this.
Mataji, some of the all people are saying three, it had three
Yes,
compartments.
yes, yes. It has three compartments: rice, dal, and boiled vegetables. He'll cook three, four things together. Yeah. So Prabhupada, so this girl whom Prabhupada is staying with, he gives a very beautiful description. She said he was a very easy guest I've had in my life because when I could not spend time with him, he chanted. When I couldn't talk to him, he chanted. He was so easy. He was never bored. I never
Who's saying
felt
this,
any
Mataji?
pressure or, sorry,
Who's saying this, Mataji?
this girl, no, Sally, who's staying, in whose house Prabhupada is staying. So it's there. It's mentioned in the book where which I'm taking this uh, material from. So in that book, it is written by Sally. Sally says that Prabhupada was the easiest guest I've had in my life because when I could not spend time with him, he chanted. When I couldn't talk to him, he chanted. He was very easy. He was never bored. I mean, imagine somebody suddenly. new person comes and lives in your house, you will be under so much of pressure to always engage him, to always, talk to him and give him company, right? Suppose somebody comes and lives in your house. So you'll always feel that, no, I should not let him get bored. So this is what she's explaining there, that I will not, even if I don't attend, he will not get bored. He will just keep chanting. So when I take care of children, he would just chant. And he would be so happy when he was chanting. And above all, the very important thing, which she writes is when people would come in their house to meet Prabhupada, like all the foreigners will come and meet him and talk to him, they will be smoking cigarettes. But Prabhupada would not say anything to them. He would say nothing, it's okay, don't worry, don't pay any attention. Gopal and Sally would be very, very, uh, they will feel very uncomfortable because they know he was a Brahmin and he was a sannyasi. He was a very pious person. But Prabhupada will not get disturbed. He will say, don't worry, it's okay, don't pay any attention, let them smoke. So Gopal and her husband would say that uh, Prabhupada never wanted to change anybody. He wasn't telling he wasn't telling anybody that you should be vegetarian or you should not eat meat, you should not smoke, you should not drink. He will never tell anything to anybody because Prabhupada knew that they were different people. They were living in different kind of conditions. So Prabhupada was a very easy person. Every morning, he would go for a morning walk and in breakfast, he will just take milk and his cereals, which he brought from India. And Sally is saying that when her husband Gopal would go to work for around 7:45 in the morning, Prabhupada at 9:30 he would start preparing his lunch in the kitchen, and he would take food by 11:30. And he made chapatis by hand without any rolling pin. So alone, Prabhupada would go alone. He will not take anybody's help because Sally will be doing the household work, looking after children, and Prabhupada would be busy in the kitchen preparing his lunch. And at 11:30, Prabhupada would take his prasadam, like lunch prasadam. And she also, like, later on mentions that how
Sorry, Mataji, sorry. Prakhar was saying there were some internet issues, so I asked everyone.
internet issues there. Okay, okay,
They're saying it's good to go. Can't.
okay, okay. So now Sally is also saying very interesting thing. She said that Gopal will come in, around 12 o'clock, in between for having his lunch. And in lunch, she would just give him a sandwich. And that time, Prabhupada would be, cooking or he would be taking his prasad. So then Prabhupada started cooking for the entire family also. So it was like a feast for the entire family. And she says that we used to enjoy the food that Prabhupada was preparing. So here's the detail of that. The bottom level was had steam. Then he had dal on the bottom, and it created steam to cook many other vegetables. Then she further adds on that, we it was such fun to show him America. They would take him along with him and go to these big stores, and he would buy, frozen packets of beans and this, what do you call it, Karela, and he didn't have to clean them because they were so clean. He would open the freezer every day and choose whatever items he wanted to cook, and they would chat, and she would be cleaning, and Prabhupada would be nicely talking to her. So every day he would give this big feast to the family, and everything was great fun. She also mentions that I really felt like a son, sort of a daughter to him, even in such a short time. He was the most enjoyable man, very humorous, looking very serious, but he was very humorous. And once what happened, Prabhupada would go out, and he would be busy in some writing work, or he would go out for some work, and he would come back to their apartment about 6 in the evening. And after that, he will just take his milk and some small meal. He will not cook again. He will not eat big food again. So one day when Prabhupada, he came back little early from his work, and all these people were eating meat. So although, both the family cleared away very fast because they knew that Prabhupada would not touch or even see meat. So one night, Prabhupada came a little early, and he saw that they had just eaten meat. So both Sally and her husband Gopal, they got very nervous, and they were very, very apologetic, and they were saying, "We're extremely sorry, Swamiji, we took meat today. So the smell must be very bad." So to their surprise, Prabhupada just did not say anything. He said, "Oh, think nothing of it. Don't worry. Just don't think anything about it." So how what a big heart Prabhupada had, that he would open that fridge where we keep our fruits and vegetables. Sally would be using that same fridge for keeping meat, but Prabhupada would not say anything to them. He had such a big heart because his aim, his purpose in life was to train them in Krishna consciousness. And if in beginning, if he would have started shouting, "Oh, why you eating this? Why you doing this? Why you smoking?" then nobody would have cared for him. So preaching is also very, very critical. It is not very easy, to tell people what to do, what not to do. And Prabhupada knew how to handle people. Prabhupada would also always wash his own clothes and dry them outside. He spoke to various groups in the community. He gave lectures at various clubs. And when he had spent long enough time in their house, one day Prabhupada decides to go to New York. So when Prabhupada decides to go to New York, this family with whom he was staying, they all got very sad. As Sally says that, I really loved the Swami. I felt very protective when he was there. I don't know how is he going to manage living there in New York. He doesn't know anybody. So when Prabhupada was leaving, Gopal gave him some handful of change and put some change money in his purse in the gave it to Prabhupada so that he can use that small money in at the at the station, or because Prabhupada would take bath a couple of times. And in America, you can get public uh, bath system also. People will have uh, places where they can take bath in public place. Like we have public toilets there, they have public uh, places to take a bath. So Gopal knew that Prabhupada didn't have money. So he gave him few, a little bit of change so that Prabhupada can arrange little bit of his in his eating or taking a bath or wherever he could require all that money. And also he warned him that what you should eat and what you should not eat, because for Prabhupada the entire place was new. So Prabhupada, Sally and Gopal had become very attached to Prabhupada, but Prabhupada was not attached. That is the quality of a sannyasi. A sannyasi will leave that place and he will not be emotionally attached to that place. He will not be like how Prabhupada left his family. Similarly, Prabhupada lived with these people, but when he had to leave them, he did not feel any sadness or any discomfort. So that is the quality when somebody becomes a sannyasi. He does not have any kind of emotional connection with people. So Prabhupada was very, very confident now because he has lived in America for quite some time. He has understood how things are functioning, how people are living. And he also felt that, yes, now I feel that I can preach here. He has gotten first-hand experience of American life. And now his health also had started becoming little better. And he could also see that there are places where he can get his vegetarian with fruits and vegetables. And people could understand his English. And at the same time, Prabhupada had started becoming little confident that yes, I will be able to manage living in America. So he had come in August he had started in August from India, and now it is said that on October 18,
Sorry,
Prabhupada
sorry.
left.
Kala Mataji has raised a hand.
Okay. So now Prabhupada leaves for New York on October 18th.
Okay, Mataji. She has questions. She'll wait for you to finish and then ask.
Yeah. Yes. So now we will take up Prabhupada's life in New York in the next class. And we don't have much time. So the book is quite big. So we'll squeeze in less questions so that we can cover more and more topic.
Okay, Mataji. Now we take
Yes, you,
questions.
yeah,
I think only Kala Mataji.
yeah.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, Mataji. Kala Mataji is asking, when are we doing the book distribution thing in Chennai ISKCON, Mataji?
Yes, we are doing it. I mean, I'm not personally going, but yes, devotees are doing it. If she wants to do it, I can get her connected to somebody.
How Mataji? Because hearing person, no? I can. She is like she can go and serve. She's saying.
Yes, I will check. I will let you know.
When, Mataji?
Then I'll send a message in the group. I'm not available for 3 4 days.
Okay, Sunday or Saturday, Mataji, you can let us know or something like that.
Sure, sure. I'll check in the group. So
And second, Mataji.
yes,
ISKCON Bangladesh, Mataji. It got
okay.
closed. There was some issue there, some harassment or something like that.
Yeah,
Something.
yeah. It's continuing. A lot of tension is there. Yes.
So is it closed or something? She wanted to know if there's some news about that.
We'll let you know. They're all very sensitive topics. It's not closed as such, but there's a lot of tension there. Well, it's all political tension. So we'll see. We are also not very 100% sure of what news is coming in. So we are getting time to time information from there. But as of now, things are still quite bad.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you.
So before Prakhar asks the questions, I wanted to say something. So
Hmm.
I'm informing everybody and Prakhar also because he had inquired last time that there is a PDF version of Prabhupada book. This book which he had inquired, you can pin me, Saurabh. Yeah, so this book, it's available in Tamil and English. Tamil, not everybody will know, but it's available in English PDF. So I will put it in the group. If anybody is interested, they can go through it. The same pictures are there, which I'm sharing here. And if possible, if anybody wants to read, they can read also. Because Prakhar had inquired last time, so that's why I'm sharing the news with him. Hare Krishna. Now I can ask the question.
Yeah. Srimad Bhagavad Mataji. You're on mute, Mataji. You're on mute, Mataji.
Eh, sorry. Is it Prabhupada's Bhagavatam? Okay, so what is the question? No, this is Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Gorakhpur Press, I think. Okay, so what is the question?
It was printed in 1566, it says, Mataji.
Okay, question. What is the question?
Is that a Srimad Bhagavatam, Mataji? That's not, no. It's Bhagavad Gita.
This is Bhagavad Gita. What I could read is Bhagavad Gita.
Says the
They're
same.
not same. No, no, they're not same. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks to Arjun and gives him knowledge about, soul and so many other things. But Srimad Bhagavatam is the Leela of the Lord, the pastimes of the Lord, different incarnations of Krishna, his pastimes, stories basically. Bhagavatam is stories. So that is the difference. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji.
Done. Nandini is there.
Hare Krishna. 11th December,
Okay.
Bhagavad Gita. We started, Mataji.
Yeah. Yes. Gita Jayanti.
24th December, Gita Jayanti. When does it finish, Mataji?
No, Gita Jayanti is just one day. But in ISKCON, we celebrate it for the entire month. We distribute books entire month. But Lord spoke Bhagavad Gita only on that day. Yes, yes.
It's not until the 24th, Mataji.
No, 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 no. Devotees celebrate in the way that they distribute Bhagavad Gita. They go on the roads and school, colleges, temples, offices. They just distribute it entire month. But Gita Jayanti is only on that particular day, like yesterday it was.
Okay. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, thank you so much. Are we done?
There is one hand, but the thing is turned off. Video.
Um,
Hare Krishna. Namaskar,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Story was It's very beautiful, very nice. I felt a little touched by it. Um, so Gita Jayanti, so finished, but I think so. Can we do book donations, Mataji? Bhagavad Gita
Yes,
donation.
please. Yeah, yeah. You can send money if you have a close by temple, or you can send it to us. I can send you the.
But what is the day, Mataji? We can do it every day.
Yeah,
When?
you can do it. This month is all auspicious. You can do it now anytime. This month, anytime you can do. I can send you the link.
Okay,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. What is this message, Saurav? Unable to open video. Acha, his video H. Okay. So thank you so much. Most likely next class also we will have it on weekdays. One of the weekdays I'm traveling this entire month or something or the other is there. So I will keep you posted when is the next class. Definitely the class will be there, but it will be on weekday. It would not be on Sunday. So I'll discuss with Saurav and we will fix up the class accordingly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Saurav. Thank you, Rasrati. Hare Krishna.